What's going on, everybody? This is Real Estate Q&A Sessions Week 32. Appreciate you guys for popping up in here. Again, we do this every week, every Thursday at 12 o'clock. Welcome to Real Estate Q&A Sessions Week 32. So again, we are here like always. As you guys know, we do this every Thursday, answering anything, everything real estate related. Shout out to everybody that's consistently popped up in here over the last 32 weeks and basically help me help support what I'm doing. This is for you guys. Again, I say this all the time. This isn't for me. This is for you guys. Another way where you can get this information regarding investing in real estate, where I'm able to answer things to the best of my ability. Again, I am not a guru. I always say that I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert. I just know more than the average Joe. So again, appreciate you guys for popping up in here. This is week 32. What a blessing. We're about a little, I don't know what 32 weeks is. Is that 6 months or is that 7 months? I don't know. But all I do know is that half of the year, we've been doing this each and every Thursday. And again, it's just nothing but a blessing to be able to do this. And so appreciate you guys popping up in here. We're going to give this thing a couple minutes for folks to file in. You guys already know how this thing goes. Every Thursday, 12 o'clock, answering anything, everything real estate related. We already got some folks already in here singing what is that? Singled out loud. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you popping up in here. I think you came from Clubhouse. If you guys don't know, I am on Clubhouse as well. Host a club called Real Estate Q&A Gyms. Same thing, kind of like we do here. And we do rooms on Clubhouse. I'm actually in a couple clubs as well. And I do pretty much a room probably like every day or every other day, depending on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I have to take a break from Clubhouse, but nonetheless, the intent is still the same, and that is to provide you guys with information regarding investing into real estate. So if you aren't on Clubhouse, check me out on Clubhouse. You can add me. My name is, I think it's at Shot Invest. At Shad_invest. So that's where you can find me on Clubhouse. A lot of folks have already piled in and tuned into a lot of the clubs. I mean, not clubs, but some of the rooms that I've been in, and I've been doing it ever since I joined the app. So if you're not able to catch me on here every week and catch me on Clubhouse, like I said, I'm in a room every day almost, and it seems like every time I'm in a room, I'm with some powerful people. I think the other day we did a wholesaling room that had quite a few heavy hitters from across the industry. Not going to name them, but you guys know who you are. And so, again, that's why Clubhouse is powerful. I mean, Instagram, IG is powerful. I'm never leaving this platform and doing what I do because this is where I started out, dropping these gems for you guys. So, again, it's just a matter of time before you guys transition over if you guys already haven't. And you see me on Clubhouse. Again, I do this once a week. I'm probably, like I said, I'm on Clubhouse probably like every day or every other day, hosting a room and or on stage with other individuals dropping these gems. So if you guys haven't got over there yet, please go. Lots of value, lots of knowledge, and it's free, just like here. This is free. It's just me. But when you go to Clubhouse, guess what? There's other individuals that do this kind of stuff, and we're all on stage, and it's also free knowledge. People take the time to drop these gems for you guys. So again, while you have the opportunity, soak all this stuff up. Soak it up, because where I got my experience from, I had to pay for experience, whether that was, through a course or just learning on the fly or messing up. You guys can bypass a lot of that stuff by listening in and tuning in to some of these platforms where people are talking about some of the things that make them successful, and then also some of the things that the problems that they ran into. So that's how you mitigate risk in the game as best you can. You can go with the approach of jumping right in and doing whatever you want to do and trying to make it work. You can, right? But experience is the greatest teacher, and you will go through your lumps and bruises just like everybody else. So you can bypass that by coming here every week, every Thursday, 12 o'clock, and or going to Clubhouse and joining some of those rooms where people are dropping those gems. So that's just a little plug for you guys. If you guys haven't done so already, please do that. And again, here we go. We always say this, housekeeping rules. If you guys haven't done so already, screenshot this, post it to your story. I don't want to interrupt your feed, but post it to your story, tag me, and let folks know what we're doing every Thursday, 12 o'clock. So again, we're going to wait for a couple more folks to pile in. I think we're 5 minutes in so far. So appreciate you guys popping up in here. Keneal, I see you. For Black Fathers. If you guys haven't done so already, follow For Black Fathers. That's my line brother. He's created that platform for black men who are fathers, and advocating and highlighting black men who are fathers and doing right by their family, the loved ones and friends. So y'all go follow that page for sure, because we need more positive images of black men being fathers and doing the right thing. So shout out to Keneal for creating that platform and doing what he does. So again, if you guys don't have any, if you guys have questions, please feel free to drop it right there in the what is that little question mark, little button down there below. I will answer those questions as best I can, or you could drop it in the comment section. Either or, it doesn't matter to me. Right? So we'll wait a couple more minutes for folks to pile in. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and fill you guys in on what I got going on. Naturally, you know, I kind of give you guys an update anyway throughout the week as far as what's transpired with me. So yesterday, I ended up closing on another rental property. This will make number, who knows? I'm not going to tell you guys how many rental properties or doors I have, but just know I have more than a few at this point in time. I have not reached my goal, but the point is that I'm steadily getting there. You know, rental properties are my thing. I'm a long-term buy and hold person because I always envision down the road, you know, what do I want to have? What do I want to, you know, all the work that I'm putting in, what do I want to show for it? And for me personally, you know, I'd rather have some rentals or a portfolio of rentals that I can use and leverage down the road once, you know, you start talking about appreciation and equity and all that kind of stuff. That is my thing. Not so much into flipping, but I am working on a flip right now. One of my properties that I bought not too long ago. I think I'm going to end up renovating it and selling it just because of the times, right? The times. I'm trying to stack up cash, right? Because here's what's going to happen. You see the market, you see what's going on. I think this is me. I'm not an economist or anything like that, or I'm not a you know, person that sees in the future, but I'm reading the tea leaves, and what I believe is that next year, sometime, you know, mid next year, all that kind of stuff. A lot of these homes and people that are in forbearance and or pre-foreclosure right now, I think there's going to be a lot of inventory available. And if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember back in 2008 when things crashed. The people that were able to capitalize and that are making millions of dollars right now are the folks that read the tea leaves and they saved up cash. They had ready cash available, liquid cash. And so all those homes went into foreclosure back in 2008. People lost their houses and the values dropped. That's when most of the investors that were cash heavy came in and swooped those things up undervalued. And if you look at how the market went after 2008, it went up. And so naturally, if you buy low, depreciation will come into play, and you guys will walk away with a lot of equity. But you never want to bank on appreciation, but still, you definitely want to be able to buy properties well below value if they have the opportunity, because what does the market usually do? It corrects itself over time. So for me, that's what I'm banking on. So that's my strategy right now. Even though I did buy a rental yesterday, the only reason I bought that rental is one, because it was just crazy how it happened. I met the guy. I saw the guy down, across the street moving out, and I didn't know what he was doing, but I saw inside the front door, and I saw it was all beat up and ratty. And so I was like, he's either the tenant and he's moving out, and maybe the owner wants to sell now, or maybe he's the owner. And come to find out, I went over and struck up a conversation. He wanted to sell. He was the owner, and he said, I'm moving this stuff out because I intend on selling this house. And long story short, 5 months later, I got a deal, right? I didn't have to market. All it took was literally walk across the street and talking to the man. And so that is that is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally right across the street from one of my other rentals. And that's the one I ended up purchasing yesterday. So I'm going to end up keeping that one because I love the neighborhood, great value and all that kind of stuff. So for me personally, just a blessing to be able to continue to buy houses. I'm gonna buy houses until somebody tells me I can't buy no more. That's my philosophy, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean buy. You guys might think I got a lot of cash. I ain't got a lot of cash, right? I'm just able to structure deals creatively. You know what I'm saying? You can buy houses with no money down. There's a way, right? And these deals, these off-market deals, you create the situation. You are able to negotiate your deal. Depending on how well you're able to negotiate dictates how well the deal is going to be, right? So for me, that's what I do, right? I don't buy on market. Not saying there's anything wrong with on market, but I spend money and try to market off market or target off market sellers. So that was a little update for me. What's going on, Sneaker Fiend, Mobile Home Plug, Illuminating Dev? What's going on, brother? I know you got that dope thing going on with the clean air thing. Camille, Hustle Man Fats, what's going on? Appreciate you. The Mobile Home Plug. What is this? Let's say that's what I'm talking about. Glad you got it. I remember you told us about it a few weeks ago. Yes, it actually came through. We actually ended up closing yesterday. If you guys don't know or have followed my story, that was significant. That was closing yesterday was significant for me. Yesterday was a 2-year anniversary. My mother passed, and I did not want to make that day a bad day or a negative day. So I decided let's make it a positive day, right? And I chose to close on that day. So it definitely worked out. A lot of symbolism there, and again, made me happy. So appreciate that actually working out. I know I did tell you guys about that a couple weeks ago. That did actually close. So thank you for remembering, Mobile Home Plug. So how'd you get this one? Money lender. So this one, so if you guys don't know, I use hard money to do my deals, and I emphasize the BRRRR strategy. So that's BRRRR strategy is basically you buy, renovate, rent, repeat. That's what I was able to do for that particular property. Well, that's the strategy that I'm using for that particular property, like all my properties. So I use hard money. I have a good hard money lender. We've done about 9 deals so far over the past year. And so I got that rapport, I got that relationship. So when this house popped up, and I told you I met the guy across the street who wanted to sell, whoop-de-whoop, got the contract together. I just sent it to my guy, my lender. He said, cool, couple pieces of paper, boom, lent the money. So that house, I was able to pick up for a decent price, well under value. And I have about, what am I putting in? I think I'm putting about $26K into that renovation. We're going to renovate it, fully renovate it. And it is disgusting, by the way. It is disgusting in there. So the guy who owned it had cats and stuff. And if you guys don't know, if I haven't told you guys already, I have bad luck with cats. I walked into a house one time that had been sitting for about 2 years that had 12 dead cats in there. If you guys can imagine the smell, I don't think you can, but I've had some bad experiences with cat houses, and, I'm renovating a house right now for a client that had 2 dead cats in there. So that is some of the stuff that you find. You got to look past that. A lot of these deals are great deals if you can look past some of that stuff. So naturally, that's, how things go. But that house, yes, I do plan on using hard money it's already been bought, but I do plan on using hard money to renovate it, rent it out, and then refinance. And again, it's right across the street from my other rental. So I actually have 2 houses on one block, which is actually pretty cool when I think about it. And in a very desirable area. Nice, quaint home, 800 square feet, two beds, 2 baths, and a basement. So it's a small house. I should be able to get done with the renovation, fairly quickly. Let's say 2 months, right? The house across the street that I renovated, I did that in like 3 weeks. So let's see how fast we can do this one. But right now, as it is, I currently have 3 renovations going on. So I am busy, and I just added that one. So Yeah, that's the life. So you guys already know how this goes. If this is your first time here, drop a question in the question mark box below and or the comment section. I will answer anything, everything real estate related, and do my best to get you guys the information that you are asking about. Nino Briggs, what's going on? What's going on, Amir? How you, bro? Yeah, hey man, if you're still here, man, appreciate you, man, for dropping in, bro. I see you doing your thing. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all go follow Nino Briggs. They got a new app called Breaker. You guys go follow them, man. They doing big things. All FAMU alumni, all pro fights, right? Bro, Timmy, Amir, Daniel, Tony Brown, those guys are killing the game. So you guys go shout out, go follow Breaker, follow Nino Breeze, and show them some love, man, because they're doing some revolutionary type stuff, man, especially for a FAMU grad. So I'm always going to shout out FAMU grad. So appreciate you for popping up in here. Hurdy Garage, what's going on? Mobile Home Plug says nice innovation. What's going on? Appreciate you popping up in here. If you guys don't know, again, ask any question below. If you're looking for your first house, you're trying to find out how to fund a deal, you want to get into wholesaling, renovating, contractors, whatever the case may be, you can ask those questions here. We're just kind of getting started. We got about 45 minutes left. So, I mean, we got some folks that usually pops up in here around the 30-minute mark, but you guys already know how this goes. So feel free to drop your questions below right there and or the comment section. And again, housekeeping, as always, screenshot me. I might be looking ugly around my mouth, but screenshot me, post to your story, not your feed. Post to your story, let folks know what we're doing. Tag me as well. And, we're going to get some more people up in here as best we can. Also, if you guys aren't on Clubhouse, follow me on Clubhouse because I do these rooms probably every day. Every single day, I'm probably in a room, or every other day, and I'm on stage with a bunch of other folks. And I also have a club on there as well called Real Estate Q&A Gems. Same thing that I'm doing here. So you guys catch me here one time a week, but I'm on Clubhouse like 5 days a week or 6 days a week, whatever the case may be. So a great other platform where you guys can learn about all this kind of stuff. So what we got? Think Monica, what's going on? Hey, new follower. Where are you from? What area do you invest in? I'm in the city of Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to Baltimore. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Baltimore advocate. I appreciate the city. And I also understand the possibilities that are here. So I invest here in Baltimore. I'm actually from Florida, but I moved here about 6 years ago, and I've been doing my thing ever since here. I've been in the real estate game for 3 years now. About 3 years now. I had a fast track where most people get in. It takes years to do what they're doing. I kind of had an unconventional path, and I ended up gaining a lot of firsthand experience when I first started very fast. And so that has kind of gotten me to the point where I'm at now. You guys, if you guys haven't got into real estate yet, I know when you're talking to individuals, a lot of times, it can be intimidating to talk the lingo and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, it gets better over time, and you're able to, once you talk about it more, talk about real estate and investing and get around people to talk and all that kind of stuff, you'll catch up with it. And then the more deals you do and the more experience you have, the more confident you have in being able to speak about this kind of stuff. 4 years ago, I couldn't hold a conversation, or I was, nervous about talking about this kind of stuff and being able to do like what I'm doing now. I couldn't do it then. But once you get into the mix, you gain a lot of confidence, and that's where you really start to excel. And only reason I was able to do that is because I made a decision to start surrounding myself around people that are in the industry. And that's the only way I was able to get where I'm at. Network is everything. As cliche as it sounds, that has really changed my life when it comes to this real estate stuff. So I charge you guys to go to your local meetups, join your local investor Facebook groups, and also go do deals, right? Don't come here and soak up all the knowledge and don't go do anything with it. You guys know I'm all about action. Go do something, start something, right? Go get a pre-approval, right? Start looking for a house, contact an agent. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that you guys should be able to do at this point in time if you're new. Right? And off-market marketing and all that kind of stuff, you want to do that kind of stuff, that's a whole different ball game, but there's things that you can do, right? So we can talk about it. Again, feel free to drop your questions below in the question mark little panel thing right there, and or the comment section. Camille says, how did you establish your relationship with your hard money lender? It's kind of funny. So when I started, what was that? I think a little over a year ago. When I started and said, look, let me branch out on my own. I actually started reaching out to some of the investor friends that I know who use hard money. And, they offered some recommendations. And the crazy thing about it is I was living downtown in Baltimore, and I actually lived right across the street from a major hard money lender, right? Their office was set up literally right outside of my house, right? My apartment at the time. And so I got in contact with them. I went over there and tried to get in contact and say, hey, look, I'm looking for a lender, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And come to find out, they sent me the paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And I sent it back, and then I didn't really hear any responses from them. And then, once I didn't hear any response from them, I actually walked across the street to their office. It was like, hey, this is the dude I was talking to. I'm trying to set up a hard money lender for a deal I'm trying to do. What's the deal? And, who are you? Okay, you're Rashaad. Okay, let me see if he's in the back. Or not let me see if he's in the back, but let me go in the back and get him. And she went in the back, and she came back out. She's like, he's not in right now. I was like, nah, he's back there. He just don't want to talk to me. So for me, one thing that my father always taught me, and it stuck with me, is I'm not going to chase you to spend my money. I don't care who it is, what it is. I'm not chasing you. If I contact you twice and I reach out twice and you're not responsive or you're not following up, then I'm probably going to go to the next person up and spend my money, because there's no need. There's so many people out here with the same businesses and things like that where I'm not going to chase you to spend my money. If you don't want my money, you're going to show, you're not going to be responsive and things like that. And it's going to show. And guess what? I don't want to do business with you. So I went and linked up with another hard money lender who I met through somebody else. Shout out to them. And I ended up talking with them over the phone. And then they said, okay, look, meet us here for lunch. And I thought it was a simple lunch. I ended up going to lunch with them, and it was the owner of the hard money company and his right-hand man. Shout out. Sorry about that. I think the connection froze. But I ended up going to lunch, and while I was there at lunch with them, we were in a sandwich shop, and basically it was like an interview. It was like an informal interview without them telling me. And so we ended up chopping it up. I told them about my experiences, and I basically sold myself. Hey, look, this is what I'm offering to do. I don't have a lot of money. I have experience, but not with my own deals. Except one at the time. And so, they believed in me. They believed in the message, and they say, look, we like you. This hard money lending thing is based off relationship, and, we like who you are. We like the message you're sending, and we believe in you. So even though you might not have all your ducks in a row right now, we're willing to take a chance. And that's what it was. And ever since then, it's been golden. So, that's how I was able to establish my relationship with my hard money lender. And most hard money lenders is based on relationship, right? They're not banks. I mean, they are banks in a sense, but, they have their own criteria on who they're going to lend to. And so, you might not have the best credit, or you might not have as much money in your bank, but if they believe in you and they believe in what you say you're going to do, and obviously you have to perform, but if you do that, you get past that first deal, usually they'll keep lending to you. And it's funny because I did that first deal. I bought it and renovated, and I was in the middle of working that deal out because I wasn't done with the bird strategy. And I had another deal pop up, and I was like, hey, you guys willing to lend on this? And he was like, well, we need you to finish this first deal, right? Because this is our intro. This is our, hey, do we see if we work? And so I said, cool. A month later, I brought him another deal. It's like, hey, you guys want to do this deal? And he eventually was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So I actually was working 2 deals at the same time with them. And then ever since then, like I said, all I do at this point is I just drop a deal to him, send it to him. I send him the numbers. I send him the video. And, he's right back at me with the loan docs. And it's pretty easy after that. It's just like this last deal. I just sent it to him. He sent me the papers back, signed them, whoop-de-whoop. Next thing you know, the deal is funded. So that's the key that is how that is the importance of having a great relationship with a hard money lender. And I got a couple other perks with them as well, man. So, I just got to keep performing. That's my thing. I got some things that are out that I still got to refinance. But other than that, it feels great to have a good connection and a hard money lender that's willing to lend on a deal that you're trying to do. So reach out to your hard money lenders, get in contact with them, and try to build that relationship. Usually the entryway into dealing with a hard money lender, the first deal you do is you're probably not going to get the most favorable numbers, right? Because you got to pay to play, right? And it's a relationship based thing. So the first deal is usually, they're probably not going to cut you any breaks, especially if you haven't done any deals before. They're probably not going to cut you any breaks. But after you do that first deal, you can start renegotiating some of those terms and getting more deals funded for yourself. So that is the key to hard money lenders in building that relationship. Great question, Keneal. We got up here. Think Monica, what's going on? Justin A. Ford, what's up? Kylie King, how y'all living? Appreciate y'all for popping up in here. Guys, if you guys remember housekeeping rules, screenshot me, post it to your story, tag me and let folks know what we're doing. We're doing this each and every Thursday, week 32 at 12 o'clock, real estate Q&A session every Thursday on Instagram. If you're not on Clubhouse, follow me on Clubhouse as well, Rashaad_invest. I do these rooms every week. I mean, not every week, but probably like every day. And I'm also on stage with a lot of other powerful individuals in these spaces. So feel free to follow me on Clubhouse as well. I know I'll do this once a week, but I'm on Clubhouse probably about 5 days a week. So follow me there as well. I think Monica says, do you manage your own properties or hire someone else to manage? Yeah, so my first house, my first duplex, I managed myself. And that was an experience. And I always advocate for people to do things themselves first, right? Especially when it comes to managing your first rental property. I suggest that you manage it first, right? You don't have to go the whole duration of the tenancy if it doesn't work out for you, or if you feel it's not going to work for your own personal lifestyle, right? But you have the experience, right? How are you going to hire a property manager if you've never managed a property before? You can, but you don't know what to look for. You don't know what to ask them, because all property managers are not the same. They're not treated equal, right? Some are bad, some are good, right? And you have to be able to know what to ask them and how to vet them, right? The only way you do that is if you've managed your own property before. Nobody's going to take care of your property better than you will. That's a fact, right? So at first I managed, and after that year, a lot of things went down the drain with the tenants and all that kind of stuff. I ended up in court. After that, I was like, I don't want to manage. I have a short patience, right, when it comes to, that kind of stuff. And so for me, I made the decision after that to hire a property manager. And because I don't want to deal with the tenant relations, right? When the tenant knows who you are, they know you're the owner and you're managing the property, it's like all bets are off, right? They contact you whenever, they talk to you crazy. And then, they pull at your heartstrings when they can't perform or submit the rent, and you have to make those decisions. I don't want to be in the middle of all that, right? A third party is going to stick to the rules and they're going to enforce them, no matter what the case is. And I like that, right? So I hired a property manager. I then had 2 property managers because one didn't manage in the areas where some of my rentals were. And so I ended up hiring another property manager. She managed in areas in which I had other rentals that the other management company didn't want to rent. And so I had 2 at a time, and that went okay at first. And then some things happened that, I just did not like over time, and track record was not the greatest with that one property manager, and we ended up parting ways, right? And so those 3 properties that she was managing, I now manage them. I don't like managing them. I'm looking for another property manager as we speak, because my value is not in managing these individual properties. My value is getting the house, acquiring it, renovating it, wiping my hands clean, putting tenants in there, and moving on, right? I let them do that. So I like to only handle the front part of the business, which is the acquisition of properties, renovating the properties. But after that, I need it automated. I need somebody else managing that stuff, because that's a whole nother job. I don't have time doing that. I need to be out there doing more deals and bringing more business into my contracting business. I don't have, my value is not there in dealing with the weeds. My value is in pushing the business forward. But if you don't have as many rentals as I do, and you just have one, perfectly fine to manage it, or maybe two, perfectly fine to manage it, get that experience. But then, if you decide you like doing it, hey, cool, keep managing, right? But if you find that it doesn't fit your time, or it just gets annoying, and you just need somebody else to take it, to hire a property manager. Usually 8 to 10%, right, is what they charge per door, and to me, that's a convenience fee. So if the rent is $1,000, that means if at 10%, they're collecting $100 each month. $100 each month for you to manage the tenant and collect the rent and all that stuff. Have it, whatever, right? Cool, take it, right? That's a convenience fee, and that's the way I look at it. Other people might think differently, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So great question. Think Monica, appreciate you for asking that. Again, this is Real Estate Q&A Sessions week 32, guys. I don't know if you guys know, that's pretty big. 32 weeks strong. We're going on week 33 next week, right? So who else we got? Tippy, yo, what's going on? Appreciate you popping up in here. Sneaker fan, I see you. Like always, appreciate you popping up in here. Keneal says, what interest rate should one expect from a hard money lender? That depends, right? And not. Okay, so when you're dealing with a hard money lender, you're dealing with interest rates and points, right? Your average is going to be 12% interest and 2 points, right? If you're more seasoned and you've done some deals, you might be able to get 10% and 1 point, right? You might be able to get 9% at 1 point, 9% and 2 points. But what average you should see or expect is 12% and 2 points, right? Points are, when we talk about points, I hope I get this right, but points, I hope I articulate this right, but points are, points are, so let's say if we're doing 2 points, right? If the total purchase price is $100,000 and your lenders charge you 2 points, then that's $2,000, right? So points are basically, you divide your total. I know I'm not saying this the right way, I'm not articulating this the right way, but points are basically your overall purchase price divided by the points, which is like I said, if you do 10 and 1, right? So 1 point. So if your purchase price is $100,000, so you got 1 point, then it's $1,000. So that's the simplest way I can put it. I know I'm not articulating it the greatest way, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So Keneal, yes, average, you should think about anticipating seeing 12 and 2. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get 12 and 2. You can get 13 or 14% as well, right? But again, hard money is just bridge money. That's it. So bridge money allows you to buy quickly. You can settle within 7 to 14 days. You could be considered a cash buyer. And then you also have renovation money tacked into that loan. So imagine being able to get a property, have funds allocated to renovate it, and being able to do that within a short amount of time and not have to go through the bank and, get these contingencies and hard money solves all that stuff. So it's bridge money, right? And guess what? If you have this bridge money that allows you to acquire properties quickly, renovate them, and do whatever you're going to do, that comes at a price, right? Convenience comes at a price, right? And so I focus on the interest rates, but when you're just starting out, you're going to pay more just to get in the game. That's just what it is. But it's bridge money, right? It's meant to get you from point A and to point B. You guys want to get from point A to point B. So the interest rate shouldn't be an issue because you have to think past that. I want to be able to buy this property, renovate it, and sell it or refinance and keep it as a rental. In order to do that, I can do that with the bank loan, but it's going to take some time. I get a better interest rate, but I don't get renovation money tacked onto it unless you do an FHA loan. I don't want to get into all that. But yeah, those are the interest rates you'd expect to see. Josh, what's going on? See you popped up in here. Tipio, I see you. What's going on? Sneaker Feeds got a question. K Simpkins 18, what's going on? Only Gabe, what's going on, brother? I know you from Clubhouse. Appreciate y'all. If you guys are from Clubhouse, we do this every Thursday, 12 o'clock. Week 32 as it is right now, real estate Q&A sessions, and we answer anything, everything real estate related. I'm not a guru. I just spend my time here every week for an hour answering what I can based off what I know, right? And if you guys aren't on Clubhouse, you guys already know I'm on there every day. So pop up in those rooms, shout me out, do whatever you can. You know, what's going on, Jazz Mind times 3. Appreciate you for popping up in here. Housekeeping rules, guys. If you guys haven't done so already, I give this knowledge for free. I spend my time for free doing this stuff for free. My time, right? This is for y'all. The only thing I ask you guys is to screenshot this, post it to your story, and let folks know what we're doing each and every Thursday, 12 o'clock, real estate Q&A. Gems being dropped on y'all's heads. Sneaker Feed says, I'm looking at a condo. It's for sale for a very good price. I want to put it on subsidized housing. Who would be responsible for the HOA fee, me or the renter? You. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's going to be you, right? You own the property, and guess what? You're ultimately responsible for that. I mean, you can build it. Like I would, if I was you, I would try to see if I can build that into my rent. Right. And so if your rent has some flexibility to be, if you have some flexibility within the rent rates and you can still be competitive with other rentals in your market, I try to build that into my rent cost. Right. So if your HOA fees are, $50 a month, hey, look, maybe instead of charging $1,000, I might charge, $1,050. Something like that. But that's what I would do, right? All those expenses, if I'm not living in the property, and I'm renting it out, a lot of those expenses I try to build in there so I'm not coming out of pocket. But yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to be responsible. $800 a month. $800 a month for rent. So yeah, I mean, if you got $800 a month, I don't see why you can't charge $850 depending on how much the HOA fees are, or $825 or $875 or maybe even $900. Just go to $900, right? But I definitely try to implement that cost into my rent rate as well, so that I am not coming out of pocket every month. Right, that's the key. You want to be able to get as much profit back as you can, and if you can build $800 a month. I'm probably passing on that one. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I'm not gonna give you this. This is strictly what I've heard, and just my opinions. Right, most people that buy that looking to invest, that I've heard from or talked to or whatever, that have bought condos, they've all said they wish they didn't buy a condo first. For various reasons, right? Condos, yes, you have to deal with HOA. Sometimes you can't renovate them like you want to. Sometimes you can't get the equity. It could be troublesome with condos and then trying to resell and get that value out. Like it's kind of tough with condos. Like I said, I have never bought a condo before, but what I've heard being around people that have bought condos, they all have said they wish they didn't buy a condo first. They all wish they had went and bought a single family home or a row home or whatever the case may be, an actual rental property versus a condo. So that's the best advice I can give you. $800 a month in HOA fees. That sounds high. I would relook at that and make sure that is the cost. But $800 a month is a lot. I look into that, because I don't think that the HOA fees are $800. That's a lot. That is a lot. And if that is the case, I'd probably pass on that, to be real. If it was me, I wouldn't even be looking at condos, to be honest. I'm Sneaker Fiend. I know you've been out there looking and things like that and trying to find some houses. What I would do is this. I would go and talk with a realtor, right? And I would find 3 zip codes that you're interested in your city. right? When it comes to buying properties, your first property, your first rental property, you want to be within a close proximity, 20 to 30 minutes away, because you need to be getting that experience and seeing the property. So I would focus on like 3 zip codes or 1 zip code. Tell that agent, look, this is where I want to focus. This is where I want these deals coming from. And I'd look at a zip code that has a lot of renters, a rent area, a place where there's a lot of renters, Section 8 subsidized housing, things like that. And I'd focus just on one specific area and have that realtor do the work for you. Condos, I'd probably stay away from condos, to be honest. That's just me personally. If you want to go buy a condo, go buy a condo. If you want to buy a condo for yourself, go buy a condo for yourself. But as far as renting and trying to make an investment property, I'd probably stay away from condos. That's just me. Again, the Butts _ senior. What's going on? That's a dope name. Gabe's got a question. 13 Jayla. What's going on? Jayla. I hope I said that right. But thank you for popping up in here, guys. Appreciate y'all for popping up in here. Again, this real estate Q&A session every Thursday. Feel free to drop your questions in the question mark section right there below, or in the comment section. We're doing this every Thursday, answering anything, everything real estate to the best of our ability. Again, I'm not a guru. Some people are, but to the best of my ability. Gabe says, what do you think about buying houses that have fire damage? I think you should buy them, but I also think you should know what you're doing. I would not do a fire burnt house for my first deal if I wanted to renovate it. Because a lot of those houses come with a lot more problems than you think, right? And fire burn houses, you got to know what you're doing, and or have a GC that's worked on those kind of houses, because a lot of those fire damage houses have structural damage and internal damage and things like that you can't salvage. Now, if you're talking about a completely burnt out house and you say, look, I want to, nothing is salvageable, we're gonna have to redo this house. That's a little bit better. A house that needs a full regut is sometimes better than a house that doesn't need a full gut, and you can just get in there and do X, Y, Z. And then when you start popping up walls and things like that, you start realizing there's real internal issues. A fully gutted out house where you have to fully renovate the damn thing is half the time better than renovating something that is already there. The reason why is because if it needs a full gut, you're redoing everything. You don't have to figure out what I'm gonna say, what I'm not gonna say. Just tear it down, restud everything, and you know that what you put into that house is all brand new, and what's going on behind those walls because you put it there. Right, so a fire burnt out house, to be honest, like I said, I wouldn't pass on it if it's a good deal, especially if you can get it for a cheap price. I don't know if you know Elijah on Clubhouse. I'm pretty sure we've all been in the same room, but he specializes in those fire burnt houses. And so definitely ping him or DM him, because I think that's all he does is fire burnt out houses. I've wholesaled a fire burnt out house before. And it was a great deal. I think we made like $20K off of it. It was completely burnt out. There was nothing we could save, and I believe we were we evaluated it. It was still worth about $40K. The lady only needed $20K. Come to find out, she had so many liens on the property they equaled up to $20K, and she ended up walking away. We had to alleviate those liens. So she, instead of walking away with $20K, she had those liens paid off and was able to wipe the house clean and free out of her hands. So that was what we were able to do with that fire burnt out house. We didn't want to build it because it was just a lot of work and we had other stuff going on, so we didn't touch it. But I would definitely still look at a fire burnt out house if you have the opportunity. Just make sure your GC has done stuff like that, and that they can walk through and say, this is what you can keep, this is what you can't keep. Fire burnt out houses, you don't want to mess around with that kind of stuff. And normally I would err on the side of just gutting it and redoing the studs and just all brand new stuff, so that you don't have to worry about potential issues down the road or liability issues. So again, that's what I would do if I had a house that was burnt out. I would still look at the deal, evaluate it effectively, but I'd also make sure my GC has done those kind of homes before, and or interview GCs that have done fire burnt out houses and allow them to give me an estimate. But I would definitely err on the side of gutting that damn thing completely. If the fire damage is extensive, restudding, all new rough ends, and just re-sheetrocking everything and just making a brand new crib. That's what I would do. Who was that? That was Gabe. Elijah's that guy. So if you've reached out to him, definitely try to pick his brain on that. What's going on, Dumb OK? How you doing? Appreciate you popping up here. I don't know if it's by accident or whatever, but if you've never been here before, this is Real Estate Q&A sessions every Thursday, 12 o'clock, answering anything, everything real estate. Guys got questions, or if you got a question, doesn't matter what it is, pop it right there in the comment section below, and or the little question mark thing. You know what I'm saying? We're doing this thing. You guys know how we rock. So again, we got about 15 more minutes left. You guys got any more questions? Feel free to ask. Again, it's Real Estate Q&A Gems, not Gems. That's my club on Clubhouse. Real Estate Q&A Sessions on Instagram. Steady Clocker Brent says, congrats on the crib, brother. Appreciate it, man. That was a blessing yesterday. Was able to add another rental to the portfolio. Steady growing, man. Steady growing. I'm not going to tell you guys how many rental properties I have. Or how many units I have, but just know I got more than enough right now. But there's always room for more. So I don't plan on buying anything anytime soon, because right now I'm currently renovating 3 houses and a couple more projects going on. So I am stacked up. That house is probably going to sit for a couple weeks before we can even get to it. We just started another renovation 2 days ago, and then I'm renovating another one for a client. So it's busy. You know what I'm saying? The Mobile Home Plug says, what's the best way to start when diving into buying and holding? The best way to start is it's on you, right? There's no best way to start, right? Well, actually there is. The best way to start is to find a deal that works, right? And the best way to find a deal that works is to start running those numbers. If you guys go back, remember, I got 32 weeks full of content. Now, 2 videos or 3 videos, like last week's video, did not save. Instagram acts funky sometimes when I try to upload, and sometimes I lose a whole hour's worth of content, right? But if you go back, I think I explained a quick evaluation method that you can use to evaluate whether a rental property is going to be good for you or not, right? And what you're looking for is ROI, right? What is the best return of investment I can have if I buy this property? Right. And what you want to know is, if I put X amount of cash in, is it going to make, what is my percentage of return back? Right. And so typically what you'll see across the board, is people try to shoot for a 10% ROI rate. I typically go 12. You can go 20 if you want. Right. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. But I would set that criteria. Right. And I would evaluate the deals based off that. Right. And so that's what you want to do. I can give you a quick evaluation. So you take your rent rate, your prospective rent rate in the area, you multiply that by 12, and then you multiply that by about 60%, give or take. That is your expenses, your mortgage, your insurance, all that costs, right? 60%, you multiply that total by 60%. And then you divide that number by your total all-in cost, and that is going to give you your ROI percentage. Right. And so if you're looking to buy rentals, I would start evaluating deals with that little method. Right. I would reach out to a realtor. If you're not doing any off-market marketing, I'd reach out to a realtor and say, look, this is the area I want to invest in. This is what I'm looking for. And you decide whether or not how the quality of the rental you want to buy. There's turnkey rentals, right, where you might pay a premium. But guess what? When you buy it, you don't have to put any money into it because it's turnkey. You can buy as is, where it's distressed and you need to put money into it, right? That is an option if you're up for it, right? I wouldn't suggest buying a property for your first rental and you got to put 40, 50, 60K into it. I wouldn't do that, right? I would try to ease into something that might need a lipstick renovation, right? Paint, carpet, floors, maybe some new appliances. I'd do that and get in and out as quickly as possible because you want to rent as fast as you can. But I wouldn't do a deal where I got to go in there, change the layout, add a bathroom, for your first deal. That's a lot to take care of. I wouldn't do something that drastic. So I'd reach out to that realtor and say, this is the criteria I'm looking for. I'm looking for turnkey, or I'm looking for a lipstick renovation in these areas, right? Another thing you need to do is also figure out how you want to finance the deal. You can go with a conventional loan where you're going to have to put 20% down, right? And any renovations, you have to come out of pocket. You can do an FHA, right? House hack type deal where if you use FHA, you're only putting 3.5% down, and you can go after a multi-unit, a 4-unit, 3-unit, 2-unit, right? That's what I would do, right? If multi-units were selling for $300,000, right, or $250,000, and I use an FHA loan, I'm only putting 3.5% down off $250,000. That's not a lot of money, guys, right? To have a 3 or 4 unit property, and you're only putting down 3.5%. That's a no-brainer, right? So find out how you want to finance that deal. You can do an FHA loan, which is what I would suggest, right? You get in at very cheap. You get in at a very cheap interest rate, putting very little money down, and you get a very good interest rate, as well as the option to put money into the property via 203K loan, which is attached to the FHA loan. So figuring out your finances, figure out where you want to invest, utilizing that calculation that I said so you can evaluate whether a rental property is going to give you the return of investment that you're looking for. And I go from there. Keep me updated on that. Like, I know you're looking for rentals, so keep me updated on that. Appreciate that. That was Mobile Home Plug. Appreciate out there in Arizona. What's going on? Brent says there's gold in the hood, but what's too hood of an area to invest? Had a deal in Park Heights, but I'm reluctant. Haha, Park Heights, good old Park Heights. Hey, what's going on? AnnaRee.P. I don't know if you're new or not, but feel free to ask questions below. We're talking anything, everything real estate related every Thursday, 12 o'clock. What's too hood of an area to invest? That is up to you, brother. That is up to your risk tolerance. There are people that buy shells. They specifically like buying shells for 5-10K, right? They specifically buy those properties, and they love buying shells because if I could buy it for 5-10K, maybe 15K, and I could put 40K into it, now I'm all in at 50, 50K, 60K, and if I can get rent rates of $1,000 to $1,200. Do that calculation that I just explained to you as far as ROI is concerned, and look at the return of investment of a $1,200 a month rent on a property that you're all in 50 to 60K for. You're probably looking at 13 to 14%, which is a great deal. So that's why people like specific investors like buying those shells, right? And when we talk about buying in the hood, a lot of those properties are either going to be shells or extremely distressed, right? And you also have to keep in mind, right? If it's completely distressed, right? What does the area look like? Are there other renovations going on? Are there not, right? If I plan on renovating this property on this block, are all the other houses next to me, on the side of me, across from me, are they all abandoned? That's probably not the area I want to buy in, right? Because it has to also be attractive for somebody to want to live there. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's when buying in the hood is really up to you, right? What is your risk tolerance? I know here in Baltimore, there's some areas that are, I like to range these levels of hood, or not hood, I don't like to say hood, but these urban areas as far as on a scale of 1 to 10, right? 10 being, dangerous, right? Some of these areas of Baltimore are like a level 10, level 9, level 8. I'm probably not investing there. That's just me, right? Your own preference, right? Because again, it's got to make sense. If I'm managing that property, and here's the thing, don't invest in an area in which you are scared to go to at night. There it is, right? If you're scared to go there at night, I wouldn't be buying there. If you're scared to go there during the daytime and, whatever, I wouldn't be buying there. Don't buy in a place in which you wouldn't live. Well, not you wouldn't live in, but a place where you would be scared to go to if you had to go fix an issue or check up on the house, XYZ. The last thing you want is to buy a house for, $40,000, $50,000 of your hard-earned money. And then, you're scared to go to the property because dope boys are chilling on your doorstep and you can't get them off, or you got to worry about break-ins, all that kind of stuff, right? That's just you, right? Some people are built different, right? Some people come from those kind of places and they don't care, right? But some people are just strictly business minded and say, look, there's opportunity here in these urban areas. Let's buy and let's try to revitalize these areas, which is what I would, actually prefer you to do, right? Because the hood needs love. We all need love, baby. You know what I'm saying? So That's what I would do. Park Heights is very interesting. There's a lot of folks that look at Park Heights. There's a couple developments going on. So I would gauge your risk tolerance and figure out if the deal works for you. A good deal is a good deal, right? It's really on you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I hope that helps, right? Park Heights is an area that gets a lot of attention as far as like redevelopment and things like that. I think there's a couple development projects in the works over there. But again, Baltimore's not a DC. It's moving a little slower. But again, if you can buy in and let's say you buy for 30, 40K, you put a couple dollars in there, maybe you're all in 60, 70, 80K, right? If you can collect $1,000 to $1,300 to $1,400 in rent and or subsidized with Section 8 or one of these program houses, I don't see why the deal is a bad deal, right? If you're comfortable in those areas, you don't mind going to the property any time of the day, shit, go ahead, knock yourself out, bro. You feel me? What's going on? Daria XX. Appreciate you for popping up in here. Kalani just popped up in here. What's going on, Kalani? My clubhouse partner. What's going on? Appreciate you for popping up here with the hand clap. You know what I'm saying? Rachel the realtor. What's going on? Rachel, what's going on? Appreciate you for popping up in here. Some of these folks, actually a lot of these folks I've met through Clubhouse. Again, I told you guys, I'm here every Thursday, every week, 12 o'clock, 32 weeks strong. But I'm also on Clubhouse every day, if not multiple times a day, hosting rooms with some of these great people. I think I was in a room yesterday with Rachel, and we were on stage talking about the home buying process, right? I've been in multiple rooms with Kalani, talking about wholesaling, development, all this kind of stuff. Some of these folks on here are pretty damn dope. So if you guys are on Clubhouse, definitely go download the app and get up in there so you can get these gems. Because I do this every week, Thursday. I'm not leaving this platform. This is where I started. A lot of you folks have been here since I started back in June. I ain't never going to stop showing y'all love here, right? Because this is just me, right? This is my platform. I dominate 12 o'clock on Thursdays. Y'all know what it is. Nobody else is on air at 12 o'clock besides me, right? That's my time. I'm going to keep doing this for y'all because this is where I started, and y'all been showing me love for the past 32 weeks. So I love y'all for that. But also hop on Clubhouse and get those gems as well, because there's a lot of industry professionals that are, you wouldn't be in rooms had you not been in the industry or in their line of work there. So spend some time on Clubhouse, you feel me? Mobile Home Plug says, I truly appreciate you always dropping gems. Thank you, and I appreciate you for always popping up in here. We definitely got to get you back on here to rap about these mobile homes in Arizona that you're wholesaling, because, you know, that's a little niche that I want to do everything, but I can't. I would love to learn, though. Rachel the realtor, what's going on? Yes, sir. Steady Clark says, yes, sir. I was scared in the daytime. Yeah, if you're scared in the daytime and you pull up to a deal and you're scared, look, hey, I'm just saying I wouldn't be buying. You know, I got a couple rental properties that are in some not bad areas, but, you know, questionable, right? Couple questionable areas. But guess what? I ain't saying I'm built different, but, you know, look. I have a certain process when I go out and I get my truck. I have certain things that I've just accumulated over time with going to so many properties and so many different type of areas that I do stuff differently when I get to certain areas. Like I'm always on a swivel, right? I bought a truck specifically because I can't ride around in Baltimore with my other car. Can't tell you what that is, but I bought a truck specifically for that. Whenever I'm going to go look at a property, guess what? I'm dressed like a contractor, right? I look like a contractor in a Toyota Tacoma, gray Toyota Tacoma with tint out windows, right? I look like a maintenance man. I like that look, right? Because I'm incognito and nobody's looking at me twice, right? But if I pull up in, you know, whoop-de-whoop and I'm dressed like, you know, whatever, folks take notice. And if you're pulling up into some of these other areas, people know if you're from there or you're not from there. You know what I'm saying? So I just operate a little differently in some of those areas. Even when I'm renovating those properties, I usually keep the blinds. If I'm there at night, I usually keep the blinds closed. And I also only turn on lights in rooms that I'm in. I don't ever keep the lights on everywhere. I usually keep lights on only in the rooms that I'm in. And then when I'm walking out the property late at night, you know, I'm usually looking out the door, making sure nobody's around. I like to be incognito. That's just me, right? I'm probably not walking out that door until I see the coast is clear and nobody knows I'm there. That's just like the way I am. But you know, that's just me, right? That's just from experience. So, Yeah. So for you guys that still ain't here, appreciate y'all for popping up in here. We're at an hour out. I'll do another 10 minutes or so. But if you guys got any questions, please feel free to drop that question right there in the question mark section below or put it in the comment section. Again, we do this every Thursday, real estate Q&A sessions on IG Live. The only thing I ask of you guys, housekeeping wise, you guys already know, is to take a picture, snapshot me talking. I can look ugly, whatever. I don't care, right? Screenshot this, post it to your story, not your feed. I don't want you to interrupt your feed. Post it to your story. Let folks know what we're doing each and every Thursday, because the value is not so much in what I sit here and rap about all the time, right? The value comes with other people coming in here and asking questions that you guys might not have thought to ask, right? And that's where you gain this knowledge. That's where you learn from other people's perspectives. And that's where you learn to ask questions about things that you had no idea to ask about. So that's why I say that. Again, you want to spread the love and let folks know what we're doing, because a lot of these platforms and a lot of this knowledge, you guys are going to have to pay $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Fortune builders. You guys don't want to have to do that, right? And if you got the ability and the money to do it, hey, by all means. But I know I'm not paying $20,000 to learn anything, right? That's a lot of damn money, right? I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot of money, right? Let alone 10. Shit, you know what I can do with $10,000? Man, I ain't even talking about what I can go buy. I'm talking about what I can do to scale my business. So utilize these platforms. Utilize the people that are willing to give you guys their time and their energy to teach you guys this stuff, right? That's why this is so important, what I'm doing. That's why what we're doing on Clubhouse is so important. It's all for y'all. I learned through blood, sweat, and tears, right, over the last 3 years. I can't tell you guys where I started and how far I've freaking come. You know what I'm saying? I've sacrificed everything. I used to have a damn near 6-figure job. I left that to do this, right? I don't make nothing, right? I don't make anything. I ain't gonna say anything, but I don't make nearly as much what I was making before. But I sacrificed so I could set myself up down the road in the future. You know what I'm saying? And if this is the time where I got to get dirty and not have the accolades and not have money and all that kind of stuff, I bet it's best to do it now, right? And so that was my choice. I made that decision. For you guys got to make that decision. How invested do you want to be in getting your real estate portfolio set up? How invested do you want to be in becoming the next big wholesaler, or being able to accumulate $100,000 in a year, right? You do $100,000 a year wholesaling, it's only $10K a deal, right? Is that feasible for you? Yeah, it is feasible. There's guys doing 6-figure months in wholesaling. I'm not that guy. I'm working to it. I'm trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, if you guys are going to get into this business, be all in, right? Do as much as you can and learn as much as you can. Be humble. Doesn't matter what level you are. I'm not a guru, right? I still learn to this day. That's the great thing about real estate, is that it's so vast and people do things in so many different ways that I don't care if you've been in the game 40 years. You can learn from the young cat that just got in and he's doing stuff a little bit differently. Or you've been in the game for a while and you're learning from an older cat. Doesn't matter, right? You can learn a lot, right? So that's what I suggest. You guys should definitely tune in to a lot of these folks that's dropping these gems for y'all. Camille says, so someone has 10K cash. How would you suggest them get into the game? If you're looking at 10K cash, if you got 10K cash, I would definitely look at utilizing that FHA loan, right? Because when it comes to rentals, they're all money pits, right? They're all houses that you're going to have to spend money on throughout a specific amount of time, right? And if you only got 10K, I would try to conserve and leverage as much of that as possible, right? Because 10K is a lot of money, but then again, it's not a lot of money. And you don't want to put all that money out and then be completely done. You have a rental, then shit goes wrong and you don't have any reserves, right? So I would look at probably like a FHA loan where I'm only putting 3.5% down. And then it also has the option to do 203K, which is renovation money. And really the only thing you're doing is you're putting 3.5% down and you're paying closing costs, right? I think for my duplex that I bought back in 2017, I think I was all in out of pocket like $8,000. And I had an income producing property after that I had renovation money tied into the 2 or 3K loan that I had to put out of my own pocket, right? So at the end, I was left with about 2 to 3K, and I had a rental property that was up and running and producing cash for me. That's a good way to spend $10,000, right? I now have a asset that brings in money, a multi-unit, and I have some reserves. So if something goes wrong, I got $2,000-$3,000 that I can put toward that, and I got I can start my journey, right? And so if I have $10,000, that if I've never bought a property before, that's probably what I'm doing, right? I want to get into the game with as little money as possible. If you said conventional and want to do 20%, that 10K is gone, right? Do I want to buy cash with $10,000? No, because it's all gone. It's just like if you had $100,000 and there was a property for $50,000. You're like, oh, I want to buy that cash. Well, guess what? You buy that house cash, that money is gone. Once you purchase it, that $50,000 is gone. But you can leverage that in a couple different ways if you bought FHA or if you did hard money, whatever, right? So I'm not going to suggest cash unless you just got that bag. You know what I'm saying? So $10,000, that's how I would spend it, right? I would holler at a realtor and a lender, and I look at trying to get an FHA loan and trying to buy a multi-unit. Because multi-units are pricey nowadays. Everybody wants one. Everybody wants to house hack. Everybody wants to do all that kind of stuff. So people know that, and so these multi-units are expensive, right? And you're gonna have to spend some money. So what's the best way to do that? Let's put down the least amount of money possible and go get a big 4-unit or a 3-unit or a 2-unit. Utilize that FHA loan. That's what it's there for. That's the biggest thing that we've been preaching for the past couple months is if you want to get into an investment property, house hack, right? Go buy a multi-unit, right, with an FHA loan, live in one, rent out the other ones, move out, rent out that unit, refinance, go get another house with an FHA loan, right? That's the hack, right? Because FHA loan, if you can use another FHA loan if you're not already in a FHA loan. So if you use an FHA loan to buy a property, 3.5% down, you renovate it with the 2 or 3K, you move into it, and then you get out and you refinance, that house loan is not an FHA loan anymore. It's a regular 30-year mortgage, right? So you technically don't have an FHA loan anymore, and you can go buy another house using that FHA loan, right? And there's a couple other stipulations as well, but that is the hack. That's what people have been talking about lately. So that's what I would do with 10K, especially if you're not interested in doing any off-market marketing and things like that. If you just want to buy a house or buy a multi-unit or buy an investment property, that's what I would do with my 10K. That's me. The core turn. What's going on, brother? Excalibur the second. Appreciate you for popping up in here. I know you guys are on the tail end of this episode, but if you guys don't know, we do this every Thursday at 12 o'clock. Each and every week, Thursday consistently. We got 32 weeks straight of doing this. You can catch me here, and then you can also catch me on Clubhouse. If you guys are on Clubhouse, I think the core turn. I think he was. I think I seen that profile picture on Clubhouse. So appreciate you popping up in here. A lot of folks have transitioned over from Clubhouse to here to catch me doing this every Thursday. So appreciate y'all for popping up in here. And for the folks that's already been here, just rocking with me since day one, appreciate y'all, man. This is love. I remember when we was doing this and shit, I was only getting like one person on here, you know what I'm saying? Or no people. I was in here talking to myself for an hour. Now we average like 10 people or so. Like it's great. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here wanting 1 million people on this live. That's not my purpose. That's not why I do this. I don't really care, right? If one person pops up in here, that's fine, right? The whole objective is to give you guys the knowledge that I have during this small window. And if it affects one person or if it affects 10 people, that's fine with me, right? If I can help you guys eliminate making a $10,000 mistake, that's worth its weight in gold, right? That makes all the time that you spent here for an hour worth it, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to lose $10,000. Y'all might have that bag. Y'all might can afford to lose $10,000 and keep rolling, but I can't, right? And so if I can sit here for an hour every week, right? Or, catch in to some of the previous content that I posted on my feed for the last 32 weeks and just listen in and gain some knowledge. Well, guess what? you're going to be way better off than had you not, right? Or had you had to spend money to get this information, right? So this is straight out the horse's mouth. I'm not perfect. I don't do everything right, but I have done enough things in this industry to where, I can feel confident in talking about some of this stuff. So again, appreciate y'all for popping up in here. We're about 70 minutes in. I know we started on time this week, thank God, right? And so as we about to close out of here, you guys do one thing for me. I've already said it before. Screenshot this, post to your story. Let folks know what we're doing each and every Thursday. Real estate Q&A. Every Thursday. Answer everything real estate. 12 o'clock on the dot sometimes. Right? And if you're not, go follow me on Clubhouse. My name is Rashaad_Invest on Clubhouse. I'm probably going to change my Instagram name to Shad Invest so people can kind of like connect the two. Or I might just keep it Strong Arm. Y'all been calling me Strong Arm since I got to campus freshman year, 2009. So I used to be really big. Now I'm not. I'm a little arm, but the nickname's still the same. So appreciate y'all for popping up in here. I'm going to tune out. If you guys haven't done so, screenshot this. Appreciate y'all for popping up in here. It's all love. And look, here's the thing, right? Before I leave, remember this. It's the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's hustling, trying to get money. All this real estate stuff talk is all great, fine, dandy, making money. But the real important thing is spending time with your loved ones and your family. You know what I'm saying? Not taking this time for granted. You only live once. You know what I'm saying? They only live once. Tomorrow they can be gone. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't spend that time with them, call them, let them know how you feel about them, mend those bad relationships, all that kind of stuff. You don't want to feel that regret when they're gone, right? Or you might go. You never know, right? So the hustle is all cool. But spend time with your family, the people you love. You know what I'm saying? Show them how much you appreciate them. That's what real life is about. This money is cool, but you can't take it with you. You know what I'm saying? Spending time with people while they're here, giving them their roses is what's really important. So that's from experience. I'm not telling y'all this for some hoo-ha, whatever bullshit. I'm keeping it funky with y'all. Y'all know how I do. I keep it funky. So make sure y'all spend some time with y'all loved ones this holiday season. Call somebody today, let them know how you feel about them. You know what I'm saying? And spend as much time with people while they're here, giving their roses. So I'll leave on that note. You guys already know. Love yours. Shout out to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? We bought a crib yesterday, clothes on for her. You know what I'm saying? Just like any other house I buy is for her, man. So shout out to Mom Dukes. Y'all show us love. Love yours. Go buy some Love Yours merch for your family at loveyourspod.com. And yeah, use it as a gift for Christmas. Other than that, support us. We support you. Other than that, y'all peace out. See y'all next week. Every Thursday, Real Estate Q&A Gems. Y'all holla at me.